Hello students, myself Shrimati Bhosle SS from MJS College Srigonda, and we will be studying the next lecture of Standard 12 Chemistry chapter number 9, Coordination Compounds. And in this lecture we will be covering the topic structural isomers and stability of coordination compounds. So let's begin with the first topic, that is structural isomerism. It is also known as constitutional isomers. Now structural isomers, they possess different linkages among their constituent atoms. Even though they have same chemical formulae, but their constituent atoms are linked in different ways, and we know they can be classified into in four ways. First of them is linkage isomers. Now these isomers are formed when the ligands have two different donor atoms. So the ligand having two different donor atoms can coordinate with the central metal atom through two different donor atoms, giving rise to linkage isomer. So here example of cobalt complex is taken. Now this cobalt complex has two isomers. In first isomer, cobalt is attached to 5 ammonia ligands as well as one nitrite ligand. Now in nitrite ligand we know that it has two donor atoms, that is both nitrogen and oxygen. But when the cobalt is linked to the nitrite ion through nitrogen bond, it is known as nitro complex. And when the cobalt is linked to the nitrite ligand through oxygen, it is called as nitrito complex. So in isomer number 1, the cobalt nitrogen bond is formed, and in isomer number 2, cobalt oxygen bond is formed. So these two isomers show linkage isomers. Moving to the next type, that is the ionization isomer. Now ionization isomer, exchange of ligands take place between coordination and ionization sphere. So these are the two compounds which show ionization isomer. The first compound has 5 ammonia ligands and one sulfate ligand, while the bromide ion is in ionization sphere. While in the second complex, you have cobalt attached to 5 ammonia ligands and one bromide ligand, while sulfate ion is in the ionization sphere. So when compound number 1 ionizes, it gives you this complex ion with bromide ion as the counter ion. While when the second complex ionizes, it gives you this as a complex ion and sulfate ion as the counter ion. So this complexes ionize this complexes in solution ionizes to give you different ions, and hence these are the example of ionization isomers. Moving to the third type, that is coordination isomer. Now in this isomer, they show interchange of ligands between the cationic and anionic sphere. So look at the complexes number 1 and 2. In complex number 1, the cobalt complex is cationic complex, while the chromium complex is anionic complex. In complex number 2, chromium is cationic in cationic sphere, while cobalt is in anionic sphere. So in complex number 1, cobalt is carrying a positive charge, that is it is a cationic complex. It is attached to 6 ammonia ligands, while in chromium is attached to 6 cyanide ligands, and it is having it is in anionic sphere. While in the second complex, exchange of ligands has taken place. Now chromium is attached to 6 ammonia ligands and it is in cationic sphere, and cobalt is attached to 6 cyanide ligands and it is now in anionic sphere. So here these are the two examples of coordination isomers. Now fourth type is the solvate isomer. When water is used as a solvent, these isomers are also termed as hydrate isomer. Now these are the two isomers or complex which exist as solvate isomer. This is the chromium complex where water is attached to chromium and 3 chloride ions are in the ionization sphere. While in the second complex, 1 chloride along with 5 water molecules are in the coordination sphere, while 2 chloride ions are in the ionization sphere with water as a solvent. So in complex number 1, all the water molecules are attached to chromium, that is they are in the coordination sphere, while in the second complex, that is in this complex, water appears as a solvent. So moving to the next type, that is stability of coordination compounds. The stability of coordination compounds can be explained by knowing their stability constants. And the stability of a complex is governed by the metal ligand interactions. Now we know that metal act as a Lewis acid and the ligands act as Lewis bases. So coordination complex has metal ligand interaction, which is nothing but Lewis acid base interaction. Stronger the interaction, greater is the stability of the complex. Now the equilibrium for metal ligand interaction can be written in equation form as this: m raised to a plus n times l raised to x minus, which is in equilibrium with m l n, the whole thing raised to the power a plus n x minus. Now here a plus is the charge on metal, x minus is the charge on ligand, and a plus nx minus is the charge on the complex mln. Okay, so moving to the next, let's write the equilibrium constant k, which is nothing but mln to raised to the power a plus nx minus upon m raised to a plus into l x raised to x minus and the whole thing raised to power n. So this equilibrium constant has certain value. Greater the value of equilibrium constant, greater is the thermodynamic stability of the complex. In other words, you can say more is the value of K, more stable is the complex is. Let's understand it with the example of two examples over here. Consider the formation of AgCN complex and CuCN complex. Now Ag plus 2Cn minus gives you so AgCN complex with equilibrium constant as 5.5 into 10 to the power 18, while Cu2 plus 4 cyanide ligands combine to give you or form copper complex with formation with equilibrium constant K is equal to 2.0 into 10 raised to the power 27. So in both the complexes the ligands are cyanide, but cyanide forms stable complex. By comparing the K values, that is the equilibrium constant, we can say that cyanide forms more stable complex with copper metal. Okay, that is CuCN4 with the charge 2 minus is more stable than AgCN2 with the charge 1 minus. Now there are some factors which are affecting the stability of the complex. There are two factors. The first factor is the charge to size ratio of the metal ion. More the ratio, more is the stability. Now the trend shown by some divalent metal ion complexes is given as copper is greater than nickel, which is greater than cobalt, which is greater than Fe, which is greater than Mn, that is manganese, and which is greater than cadmium. Now here all the ions are in divalent state, and this order is known as Irving-Williams order. Let's understand this with the help of example. Ionic radius of copper with charge 2 plus is 69 picometer, while that of cadmium with charge 2 plus is 97 picometer. If we take the charge to size ratio of copper, it comes out to be 2 upon 69, and the charge to size ratio of cadmium comes out to be 2 upon 97. So we can see that charge to size ratio of copper is greater than that of cadmium, and hence Cu2 plus forms more stable complex than cadmium, that is Cd2 plus. The next factor affecting the stability of the complex is the nature of ligands. More basic the ligand, more stable is the complex. That is, the ligands that are strong bases, they form more stable complexes. As the basicity of the ligand increases, they can readily donate their electron pairs to the central metal atom. Hence, they can form more easily the bond with the metal atom, giving the stability to the complex. With this, we come to the end of this lecture. Thank you.